Snoop Dogg is next in the firing line of the woke liberal weirdos. This was a recorded podcast that he did a few days ago called It's Giving Podcast, and he explains how Disney is exposing kids too soon to LGTB ideology and stuff like that, kind of brainwashing people. And that's the thing, guys, over a certain age, 16, 18, maybe you should be allowed to see whatever you like, whatever that is, LGTB stuff. But when it comes to protecting kids, you should absolutely protect their, their internal innocence, because I think the Romans said before, uncivilized society, the founding of a civilized society is when kids remain innocent for as long as possible, guys. The tooth fairy, Santa, stuff like that. It makes you a healthier, better adult, So let's hear what Snoop Dogg said. This one's going to be great, guys. We love Snoop Dogg. He's not a political commentator. He's not a far-right lunatic. He's just a regular American, rapper. One of the best rappers of all time, actually. And yeah, let's hear what he says.
It's what you see. They put it everywhere.
Yeah.
I took my grandson to see, what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. Just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
True.
What'd you tell him?
Watch the movie. Eat this popcorn. Shh.
You said, we don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah. And I don't even know the answer that's rehearsed. What am I supposed to say? Was the lady used to be I got questions. Now I got questions.
Me too. And I was just there to go to sleep and watch the movie. That nigga woke me up. I'm in there. Huh? They just said that she had a baby. How? They both women. Oh, man, damn. Here, eat this popcorn.
I absolutely love it. So two based Americans. You love to see it. So whoever runs that It's Giving podcast, she is based, and so is Snoop Dogg. But look at what he said at the beginning, guys. He said they're pushing it everywhere. That it's in everything now. This woke, liberal ideology is in everything. They're trying to infect it in sports. We went to the college American football game, and there was a little bit of that as well in Dublin. It's just everywhere, lads. It's just everywhere. You have in the modern sports, they have to wear the armband, LGTB armband. Like, what has that got to do with anything? How is that helping people? Everybody has the same rights. Okay, I always say that, guys. Nobody is persecuted in Ireland 2025 or America. America is the least persecuted country in the world for people. Women's rights, gay rights, they have the most rights of any people. Go to somewhere in the Middle East. Go to somewhere in Africa. Go to somewhere in Latin America. Go to somewhere in, India, Pakistan. Go to these places. These places have no rights for a lot of people. They don't care about feminism. They don't care about LGTB. They don't have any of that in these countries, guys. Only in Western countries do we have that ideology stuff that they push on kids, and they push it to younger and younger people. And Snoop Dogg said it. He said, I brought my granddaughter to go see this movie. And it's like the two women have a baby, and he doesn't even know. Snoop Dogg is 50, 60 years old. I don't even know how that's possible. I don't look into that stuff. I don't know about pronouns. I don't know how two women can have kids, guys. It's not biologically possible. So how, they adopted it, I suppose. But, how did it happen? So it's just very strange, guys. Very strange. They're just trying to brainwash people. And this is on purpose, guys. This is to demoralize the public, to brainwash the public. They're putting it in movies. They're putting it in sports. They're putting it in our leisurely activities. Like, when you go to flip and watch a football game, a soccer game on TV, or a GAA, let's take, we're in Ireland, let's talk about the GAA. There shouldn't be any sort of ideological pushing of anything. You know, maybe it should be talking about helping disabled people. You know, we have a lot of disabled population in Ireland. I love that. Elderly people as well, people with autism, people with, you know, Down syndrome, stuff like that. You know, they should be pushing helping these people, give to charities, help charities that push that stuff. Stuff like LGTB, they don't need help. We already have rights. We have rights for everybody. You know, it just is ridiculous, guys. It's just too soon, you know, too much too soon. And it's like, what are you even supposed to say to these kids? You know, Snoop Dogg said, I didn't want to know. I'm trying to relax. We're trying to relax, guys. And it's, you know, then it's pushed in your face even while you're relaxing now. You know, that is Ireland in 2025. And that's, you know, the US. And these are Hollywood movies that they're making to push on kids. And obviously, you know, in Ireland, we watch all those Hollywood movies, lads. Like, we go to the flipping cinema, you know, down the road and that kind of thing. You know, we're not immune to that stuff either here. The next news story we have here is a hero tourist stabbed while protecting woman from a migrant thug, later released by the police. So he was actually released by the police. Not sure exactly what happened here. We're going to listen to this lad. So this lad is an American tourist. He got cut in his face by an illegal migrant that was flipping in, you know, somewhere in Europe. So we're about to find out, guys. This is absolutely crazy. Like I said before, you know, we have a massive problem with illegal immigration. The video I put up yesterday, they had some 12-year-old, 13-year-old with an axe and a sword, and she's fighting off migrants, you know, in a park, like William Wallace type of thing, you know, like a female William Wallace. And it's just like absolutely bizarre scenarios every single day in the news now.
If y'all didn't think that Europe had an immigration problem, especially Germany, let me drop some knowledge on you. It is 11:57 right now. In 3 minutes, that man that assaulted that young woman yesterday will be released from custody. He'll be released from custody because he's not a citizen of Germany. He's not a citizen of the EU for that matter. He doesn't even belong in here. He's an immigrant, an illegal one, a drug dealer, and very popularly known here, especially by the police.
So a popular drug dealer slashed this man in the face with a knife, and you'll see the scar after. The scar is horrendous. And he gets released from jail later that night, guys. Like the next day or later that night. Not even getting prosecuted. I mean, this is crazy because he's not a citizen of EU. He's not a German citizen. He's from God knows where, guys. Name somewhere, you know.
It's not the first time this has happened. It's not the first time that man had beat up a woman. And it's not the first time that the other guy decided to take a swing at my face with a 6-inch blade. If they could do this to the people of Germany, and then just get released 12 hours later, even less at this point. Where's the law? Where's the structure? If Germans are held to that law and that structure, but these people could just come in, swing knives, and hurt, abuse, terrorize, and oppress citizens of Germany, then
absolutely crazy. Yeah, like he said, so that's not the first time someone swung a knife at him. You know, this illegal migrant has come in, he beat up women, he's slashing people in the face, and they're not doing anything about it. Like, they're just not doing anything. They let him out 12 hours later. Didn't even hold him, you know, for any longer than that, guys. I mean, could you imagine not holding a guy in jail for longer than a day? Because, you know, they don't even know what to do with these people. They're just like bringing them in, they give them driver's license. You know, they don't know how to drive. We've seen that. You know, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, I genuinely don't know what the end goal is here, guys. You know, they're not going to work. They don't speak English. They don't want to assimilate. It's a disaster. So this is actually the American tourist, John Rodat, who was stabbed on a German tram. Of course, on a tram. All the worst things happen on trams, trains, buses, because they're transactional, you know, zones. They're places where people are sitting down, relaxing. You can have transactions with people. So all the craziest shit ever happens on these trains. But look at this scar, guys. Look at the scar on this guy's face. This guy's face is changed forever, okay, because he tried to defend some innocent poor woman. You know, where are the police in this? You know, if a guy's running around with a knife, the police should shoot this guy. But they didn't. He's alive and well, healthy, you know, on taxpayers' money, walking around the streets of Germany. Good job, Germany. They've just destroyed Germany. Germany used to be a flipping strong country. Not anymore.
So I had entered the tram with my host brother and my friend, and we took seats right next to a woman at the time that was later going to be the one that was assaulted by that initial man. The man came over, started disturbing her, started harassing her, touching her. I stood up, intervened, vocalized the fact that I did not approve of what he was doing. I told him to stop. And at the time, my friends translated the language that I couldn't necessarily understand at the time in the tone that the man, the aggressor, was really stating it in, that they were getting through something or talking to each other about some problem. I sat back down. I was okay. I wasn't there looking for a fight. I wasn't there to start any conflicts. But when the woman stood up and the man came back yelling and screaming, he grabbed her, hit her with her fist, threw her down on the seat, and that's when I knew I had to intervene, and I did. I tried to maintain distance by extending my hand against the man, and he took that as a threat to violence and proceeded to hit me, and then I exchanged blows with him. He retreated backward. I tried to maintain distance, stay with my hands open, trying to protect the woman. She was my main priority, or her safety was my main priority. But he continued to try to attack me, and at that time, I heard a quick click. I looked to the right, and I saw a man that I had never seen before with a brutal expression on his face lift up his hand and cut me in the face with a knife.
Oh, that's crazy. So it was like a two-team attack. Some random guy just pulled up a knife, just hit him straight across the face. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, that is, you know, some crazy stuff right there. I mean, how do you even defend against that? You know, a lot of people, you know, here in Ireland, guys, a lot of people think they're like MMA experts and this kind of thing. Very few people are Conor McGregor. Very few people can defend themselves, you know, UFC style, that kind of thing. You know, maybe you might be able to fight off one attacker, maybe two. But two guys with knives or three guys with knives, I mean, it's going to be a bad day for you, you know. And this is the kind of thing that we're bringing into the country. No background checks, no nothing, just crackpots. And one thing I've noticed about in Ireland, actually, because that's the last video we have today. One thing I've noticed about Ireland, I was just in the train station yesterday, you know, coming back from Dublin, taking the train back home. And like, you know, the amount of crazy people, that the people that are like, you know, blah, 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 like shouting to themselves and drooling and out of their mind, was a lot more. There was some guy sitting there, he was like drooling, going crazy, shouting, looking at me, looking around, blah, blah, just going crazy. You know, dark guy looking like he was from wherever. I don't know, guys, somewhere, you know, like Libya or, you know, one of these North African places. Who knows? I don't know, guys. I don't know. He just looked dangerous guy, going out of his mind crazy. There was beggars, you know, there's loads of beggars actually around. And you're trying to help out people, beggars and stuff, but it's like, you know, it's just a horrendous situation. This country has been completely, you know, taken over, and the rich elites in this country, they don't even care. They'll be gone out of here. You know, you see Leo Varadkar's gone now. He moved to Harvard. He'll probably never come home from America. You know, as much as they say they love Ireland, they hate Ireland, okay? They don't actually live here in this country. If you actually live here, it's a lot different than just speaking about it on the internet or speaking about it in the office or whatever, guys. You know, it's very different. You know, you get to see the changes day by day. And I've definitely seen a radical change in this country since, you know, the very first time, you know, I've left the flipping house, you know, at 6 years old, walking around the place here. So, yeah, crazy situation. But definitely don't let these people in. They're absolute psychos. I love you all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. And I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Peace.